Welcome back to Tran Wins Bastard Bonds. It's 9 p.m., August 2nd, 2016. I've planned out my route. I've spent about 30 minutes figuring out, once again, all the areas and comparing them to my latest released area. Kind of like working in layers, I suppose, is the way I'm currently doing it. Not that it was intentional. So, for example, I clear out Foothills Hamlet since the first time I kind of made this list. So I analyzed Cliffside Path, Cabin, and Lost Cabin with the guide I'm looking at, Grimnir's Guide. That's basically just a list of dungeons and such. It's not a walkthrough by any means. So the direction that I take is still my own. Anyways, what I think I would do is I would try to get into Mount Pious, which is over here, and unfortunately neither of these locations, when I got through it, gave me that. Now I will try Ashes of a Burned Village one more time, because I still wanted the equipment. Alright, now we're on to new content. That was about half an hour of work right there. So I'm going to now try to explore Mount Pious area, and maybe Forest Tangle will unlock it. My guide doesn't tell me what I can do to get there, but I want to try to recruit a cleric from there. So I'm going to venture through the Forest Tangle. There's a faint path twisting through the thick woodland here. It is difficult to see very far ahead. So I'm playing around a little bit with the energize ability. Actually, I should make sure there's nothing down here. No, it's kind of really squishy for a shrub. I was expecting some sort of ambush on that one. Mainly because it's been like a very long time since I just fought. Like right now there's a fight. Okay, that I selected a tile that you told me you could get to. Yeah, you guys have it. Let's see, now that I can speak to animals, if I were to ransom him, I'd get a dry turkey. No dice, home slice. Wasn't what I meant to do, but alright. I marked this location as bad on my guide, or on my, not my guide, I guess on my notes for where I wanted to go, because there wasn't really much of anything interesting here. Neither loot nor, at first glance, any monsters that I wanted to deal with. However, I'm trying to access more of the map, so I'm going to try punching through this place to see if it unlocks any new areas. I assume if I secure an area twice, I get the bonus XP both times. I'll have to look to see if that happens. The 50% bonus also goes beyond the diminishing curve when you get past 100%. So that was really handy. Wait, I don't need to do that. She already has Mind Speak. I wonder, had I just been pumping up her stat? Well, Telekinetic might be useful towards the end game, but by that point I'll probably have rebuilt her or used someone else. So if I did level up and weave before, it wasn't necessary. Although it does kind of guarantee I have a person who can do weaving challenges. Yeah, and at least someone can do my thwart challenges. I mean, she may not win, but she can try. So, because this is probably going to be one of my main characters, at least until I can replace her with someone else with Mind Speak or the command ability, natural ability. Alright, so it did unlock somewhere new. The abandoned Barricade. This forest trail is blocked by some kind of crude wooden fortress. It should be simple enough to get inside of it, but there's a perplexing odor coming from behind the walls. So I make my save, and in doing so, it gives me the ability to get my screenshot if this is going to be the thumbnail for that episode. Don't know if it will be. I generally just pick whatever seems to be most pertinent to that episode. Oh, interesting. I just looked up the monsters that are available here, and I can get some love potions out of this. Not from these things though. These give me fur boots if I were to convince them to be ransomed. I think he just kind of disintegrated there. No, not really. Ow. Alright, let's turn off following. So, like, there's another one of those right there. I didn't see how much hit points it drained. Yes. I don't recognize this area, but I do recognize that monster. That's probably where I get my love potion from. Yeah, it must be. There's only three monster types here. Let's just start healing up. Let's walk you over here. Take a little bit. Oh, only 15? Alright. I'm just trying to set off the traps, and I'll just heal it off. Yeah, that's not much. Apparently I did spawn another monster though by doing that. Ooh. Alright. I was... Okay. Magic casting. Let's start by backing up, and I say that as I pull Bran forward. That's so that he can help them evade or retreat. This way I won't attract more monsters while I close in to engage with them. So I'll just might as well lure them out one more turn closer to me. Oh, they both fumbled. This could just charge in now, but I'll wait. Alright, that's actually a decent spot for Bran to be in, so I'll just wait here. Alright, now I will start the attack. I think I take less damage warding, so I'm gonna back up some. Okay, ow. Is that what's supposed to happen? I thought I was gonna add defense towards magic. Maybe not. I'll have to see what the bonuses are and learn what they are. I haven't really encountered things where I get bonuses yet, aside from Vladislava, pretty much. I'm not sure if it changes the element if you switch in the middle of that turn. Yeah, I have trouble telling what's going on. That's why I tried casting twice in a row. So I'm gonna look at the recording. I thought the last one would look white, and this one looked like red aura. I don't know. So that one's red, so let me try the next one. He just healed a bunch on that one, so let's go ahead and hit him. So let's try another color. So let's give that and cast this now. So it says rage. So yeah, that definitely does change. It's just hard for me to tell what's going on right now. I feel like they're just not hesitating. What are these things called again? Esthedras. Alright. Okay. Yeah, they're listed as intelligent, so Kirilo can talk to them. Okay, there we go. There we go. My only problem is I can only talk to one of them at a time. I wonder if I can talk to both of them before they get their next move. I doubt it. Yeah, Paul would have been able to. These are mine. That's funny. Vladislava, as soon as I picked up the book, she said, "It says, touch me like you touch your lover." I'm assuming that's just random flavor text that she says as you walk around, but still, it's kind of funny that she says it as soon as I pick up this Sumptuous Garden book, which, if you remember, Ronkan was reading that book. I don't know, let me just try putting it on the floor. I don't know, it may have just been randomized flavor text that just happened at the right time. I guess they didn't trigger it. Assuming there's a team in there or something. See feet, that's about it. I see what it's supposed to look like. Okay, that's a chimera. And according to the guide, or the appendix, It drops something called Elixir Vitae, which I'm assuming is just one of those big healing potions. So if I get the option to make it ransom, I will, but I'm not gonna stress out about it. Plus it was an animal, so Kirilo couldn't do anything to it. So this is a Fomorian. It drops... I can ransom a war sickle off of it. It's not listed in my guide, though, so... that's... In the unlikely event Grimnir is watching this, you could add that to your guide. Not that I'm like taking credit for fighting him, it's just that's something that should be put in there. Because this guy, he drops at level 3, as a ransom item, a level 3 war sickle. I've already got 2 of them, so this is now me being almost to the level 4 sickle item. Anyway, let's proceed on. So I don't want to slaughter this guy outright. So I have those 2 hit. So I had my guard hit him with the Daze attack, and then my Kirilo with the bow hits him with poison attack. I'll just keep whittling him down. So pretty much a like it's not a guarantee, but it's a lot safer than having Paul Strike. There's a lot of Slavas actually pretty powerful with their magic. Now, I don't know if hitting the enemy refreshes their timer on the bad thing that's going on with them, but... Make sure I didn't lose any disarmed items. Alright, that sounds good. Saying their names so I can remember who to talk to when I get back to base, so I don't have to talk to everybody. Now, I'm not sure if I've talked to everybody, which is why during the fast forwarding session, I went ahead and talked to everybody, but I might just cut out that town-based area anyways. I did that for one of the previous episodes where there wasn't much new content, I think. It was me farming items or something. Probably won't need any more warped branches, but I'll keep it just in case. Alright, I can now make the 4th level spear at any point. The reason I don't right now is because it's not a weapon anymore, I think. I'm not positive, but I think it's not a weapon anymore. So I'm going to refrain from doing so, in case I want to use spears. Alright, Cloister Gate. Huh. I need a mace soul weapon for this. I'm looking for Stillwind Abbey. Yeah, there it is. There's Stillwind Abbey. What I did find out though is it says that you need 20 maps worth of bonds. So I guess if I haven't done, you know, I don't think. Yeah, so 20 maps worth of XP. Doesn't matter what kind of XP it is. Like you can go and get one kill and come back. That counts as XP because it's going to be a passage of a day. So essentially, every day you talk to them. You do a bond, you talk to them. You do a bond, you talk to them. If you don't talk to them within 5 maps, they get angry at you, or they can get angry at you. Anyways, this one is Borgnina's. She was a character that's basically very similar to what Brand is. That's just a defensive unit for both magic and physical, and that's nothing uncommon. Like I'm pretty sure that almost every player who makes it to the end will have created at least one character like that is meant to take both physical and magical damage. This abbey may be run down. What is left of it is obviously still well tended. I'm trying to decide if I want to take this team in, but I guess it doesn't matter. Welcome to the Abbey, dear. If you're aware, our doors are open to you. Come and rest. We haven't had visitors for a very long time, and then we have both Dame Borgnina and you within a few days. It's a busy time, I suppose. I've got to stop in about 12 minutes. Everyone deserves hope and comfort, even the forsaken souls of this island. That is why we came here, as missionaries to bring hope to those who have none. We don't have much to offer you, but any of us would be glad to lend an ear for your troubles. We don't get word from the mainland out here. Have you any word of how things are in Crest? It is an interesting time for this island. The prisons can't possibly contain everybody, and something is sure to rise out of all the chaos. We will try to guide the lost through the confusion the best we can. And no, the audio is not out of sync. I'm closing it because I know what the last words say. You know, that's why I'm reciting it. That's why I close it. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you anyways. Welcome to the... Oh yeah, look at that now. Oh, okay. So it's not that they all say something different. It's that there's like a counter. Every time you talk to one, it increments the next counter, and then it says the next line. A woman in a dull robe is praying before the altar of this abbey, her lips moving in silent homage. After a moment, she straightens and turns towards you. Strangers, mayhaps my prayers have been answered. Thank God. May we talk? Excellent. I am Dame Constance Borgnina, a crusader in the service of the Holy Lord, and I have come to this island of my own volition as a sort of pilgrimage. I have come to this parish only recently, and what I have seen here disturbs me. The sisters, like me, have come here in pilgrimage long ago, but in their time spent here, something is changing them. Their behaviors are strange and lax, rituals are forgotten or distorted, and they've given in to petty vanities that are beneath a sister of the order. My gut is telling me that something is wrong here. There is something lending a corrupting influence, and I owe it to my sisters to find it and stop it. In this, I need your help. Will you help me stop the corruption that's preying upon my sisters? I have prepared a ritual that can purge the corruption from the sisters and from the abbey, but if I enact it on my own, it will alert them to my suspicion, and they may try to disrupt it or flee. Instead, I will have you perform the preparations while I make sure the sisters remain within this room. Borgnina withdraws a handful of unassuming jewels from her robe and hands them to you. Take these and position them outside the corners of the abbey, or as close to the corners as you can manage. Once they are in place, I can complete the ritual, and all the corruption within the abbey will be purged. The sisters will be saved. Go quickly and try not to rouse suspicion. I don't know how long I can keep the sisters confined to this room. Actually, my throat's been hurting since I'm still not totally well. It's gone back to hurting, so I did not do Borgnina's voice, or did not try to do voices. I know I did an orc's voice earlier today. I think the orc smith. But my throat wasn't hurting quite as bad at that time. This book is certainly unbecoming of Manon, but it's not exactly demonic. This stone chest lies empty. Hold on. This spot appears to lay beneath the southeast corner of the abbey, however. You drop one of the jewels into the open chest. I would like it if the porter counted for this stuff. For quests and things. It looks as though this box is full of various soaps and personal care items. They smell quite pleasant, but they must be hard to get out here. The sisters probably make them. Some of these items are clearly luxuries and not strictly necessary for hygiene. This might once have been a hallway or another room, but has since long collapsed. These barrels have preserved meats alongside some other long-storage foodstuffs. Anyone can tell you that storing these foods in the same barrel is against religious practices, but it technically doesn't harm anything. This waste bin is full of discarded vegetable peels. Perhaps they saved them for something. It appears to be the northeast corner of the abbey, so you drop one of the jewels into the bin. I wonder how many Bastard Bond players are like lightomaniacs, pyromaniacs, I don't know. This table is laid out with some pieces for a simple dice game. The player with the red pieces is clearly winning. This kind of game is not very nun-like. The table is in the southwest corner of the abbey though, so it makes a good spot to plant one of the crystals. It looks as though the nuns have set up a place to watch songbirds playing in the water. It's a lovely, quiet place. It appears to be positioned in the northwest corner of the abbey, so it would make a good place for one of the jewels. Now at this point, if I knew for sure whether or not the XP... Like, if I left now, I don't know if it would count for a day. And unfortunately, I think it only seems to matter at the end of the game. I felt the energy shift when you placed the last jewel. Good work. Now all that remains is for me to make the final incantations. You had best leave now. The purging will be painful, and you should not be subject to it. But the ritual is necessary. Surely they can't just... Borgnina is silent for a moment. She takes a deep sigh and looks down at her hands, clad in heavy jointed armor. Yet when she joins you, she's not going to have anything. It isn't right, is it? I needed there to be demons, needed some kind of evil that I could fight. But they're just human beings cut off from the rest of the world. Human beings with human vices. And I knew this, somewhere in the back of my mind, but I was still willing to force an agonizing baptism in holy flame just in case. What have I become? Forget the ritual then. They've managed for years, and they'll continue to manage without me. As for me, it seems my pilgrimage is far from over. I'll be leaving soon, but thanks to you, these sisters will never know the agony I nearly subjected them to. The suffering that would have been on my hands. Thank you. Forgive me, I have nothing to offer you in return for your help. My armor and equipment are valuable, but as an agent of the church, they are not mine to offer. Had I truly grown so hardened that I forgot to look for the decency in people? The sisters were nothing but kind and welcoming to me. I'd held them in contempt of God because of soaps and poetry. I could scarcely imagine something more foolish. In truth, I have no destination in particular, and you have been greater help to me than you may know. It would be my honor to travel with you, for a time at least. Then let us be gone from this place. I cannot bear to look at it any longer. I assume I'm not allowed to take the jewels back, but just leave this baptism of fire potential just sitting there. Not that people necessarily know the ritual, but, you know, they're still jewels, right? Besides, what if I wanted to use those jewels in the future? Maybe, I mean, there's devastated chapels out there with evil monsters in it. And that's pretty much it. You got 10% XP for recruiting her. I'll probably need ransom more than I do recruit, just for the time being. Because I can get lots of items, but I can only get a few recruits. That being said, I'm sure that there will be recruits I want. It's just, if I have to pick one that I have the more frequency at, assuming there's an equal chance. Hold on, let me start over. Pretend, for the moment, that the opportunity to ransom guy and recruit a guy are the same chance of success. I might do 5 ransoms and 1 recruit on that. And, so obviously if I get like a much higher ransom rate, I will benefit more as a player. So I'm gonna focus on Forts. I'm gonna try to get Zlata, whatever her name is. I'm gonna try to get the Hag. It sounds kind of rude to call her the Hag. I'm gonna try to get the Hag bonded though, so that I can just shove her into the struggling thing. I want to do that after they've bonded, so then they don't hate you. It's kind of the same reason people have trouble parking with 1-star control. He's like your buddy, even though he does kill off a few of your people. To be fair, there are a lot of star controls, like the Silandro, they slaughter tons of people, and and a lot of people probably haven't read the game manual, but I had the physical copy, I had the manual, and they kill your captain. Alright, anyways. That was a definite big tangent there. Let's see what Borgnina has to say. Hail! Did you need something? It really is quite remarkable to see people working together like this, especially in a place as ill-clouded as Lucat. When I came here, I knew that I was likely to be walking alongside criminals, but I hadn't expected them to be so civil. I continue to learn new things each day. Is that really all I had to do? Okay, so Mount Pious is pretty much cleared. I just need to get a mace item, so I can break through that. So I'm gonna go ahead and contemplate what next I should do. I haven't unlocked any other new areas. I've cleared out all the new areas I've unlocked. That's what these gates are. You bring a soul weapon and you basically bring essentially like a mold where you. From what I can understand, the guide actually doesn't really explain this very much. But from what I assume, you bring essentially a mold that you will then be rewarded with a better version later. That's basically what I see it as. So like you'll get a potential. Here, let me. You know what? I'm gonna save this. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and save. So you basically get like if I were to merge my swords together, I would get an unusable sword or unusable item that I then take to the sword gate, turn it in, complete a dungeon, and then get a better sword at the end of it. That's what I think you're supposed to do. I'm not entirely positive because I haven't done it yet, and I actually haven't had time to watch videos. And I think since I started Death Road to Canada, because now I'm adding something larger to my plate, so I've been doing Emerge, Death Road to Canada, and Bastard Bonds all at the same time. I'm almost done with Emerge though. I pretty much just have those 2 episodes to do, but there's still editing and stuff to consider. So I'm still counting that as something I've got on my plate. Because eventually, my amount of time I've got on there is going to run out. Like, the videos I have posted ahead of time will run out. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Bastard Bonds. I'll see you next time.